Immigration. Trump, emphasizing immigration, exerted pressure on Republicans to reject a bipartisan border deal and visited the southern border to promote his tough immigration policies. He pledged to use the Alien Enemies Act to expel gang members and promised a significant shift of federal law enforcement towards immigration enforcement. Additionally, he vowed to execute the largest domestic deportation operation in American history. Furthermore, Trump vowed to terminate visas for Hamas sympathizers amid the Israel-Hamas conflict. Second Amendment. At the 2023 National Rifle Association Institute for Legislative Action Leadership Forum, Trump pledged to nullify Biden's executive order targeting the firearms industry on his first day in office. He assured citizens of their Second Amendment rights, vowing to uphold them without government infringement. Additionally, Trump committed to advocating for Congress to enact concealed carry reciprocity, equity. In a campaign video, Trump announced plans to establish a special team to swiftly review and reverse actions taken under Biden's equity agenda. He reiterated intentions to revoke Biden's equity executive order and terminate staff hired to implement the policy. Trump also pledged to reinstate his 2020 executive order banning racial and sexual stereotyping in the federal government if elected. Education. Trump outlined plans in a September 2023 campaign video to dismantle the Department of Education and return education responsibilities to the states, stating, "We want them to run the education of our children because they'll do a much better job of it." He pledged to empower parents in education decisions, proposing funding preferences for schools granting parental authority over principals, abolishing teacher tenure, and reducing administrative roles. Economy. Trump has pledged to extend the cuts from his 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, specifically focusing on the individual income tax breaks. Additionally, he has discussed reducing the corporate tax rate from 21% to 15%. Speaking at the Black Conservative Federation's Honors Gala in South Carolina, the former president declared, "I will make the Trump tax cuts the largest tax cut in history. We'll make it permanent and give you a new economic boom." Drug cartels. The former president prioritized waging war on drug cartels for his second term, proposing legislative measures for the death penalty for drug smugglers and human traffickers. He pledged to take down drug cartels through naval embargoes, disrupting their financial networks, and deploying special forces within the Department of Defense to target cartel leadership. Healthcare. On Truth Social, Trump vowed to replace the Affordable Care Act, stressing his administration's focus on superior healthcare. He highlighted prioritizing health over cost, aiming to deliver a top-tier healthcare plan globally. Additionally, in a June 2023 campaign video, he pledged to reinstate an executive order to align pharmaceutical prices with other developed nations, signaling his resolve to reform pharmaceutical policies. Justice system. Trump pledged to use the Department of Justice to target critics and former allies, aiming to overhaul the justice system by dismissing radical Marxist prosecutors. He declared his intent to appoint a special prosecutor to pursue investigations against Joe Biden and the Biden family, vowing to totally obliterate the deep state. Crime. In two February 2023 campaign videos, Trump declared that if Marxist prosecutors fail to charge crimes and allow violent criminals to control cities, he would deploy federal law enforcement to restore peace. He pledged to initiate civil rights investigations into radical left prosecutors' offices and urged Congress to restore law and order in Washington, D.C. Foreign policy. Continuing his criticism of NATO member countries, Trump expressed disregard for the alliance's collective defense clause and suggested allowing Russia free rein if spending guidelines weren't met. He asserted his role in revitalizing NATO, insisting on equitable financial contributions from member nations. Trump pledged to end the war in Ukraine upon winning the presidency, emphasizing a swift resolution if elected. Additionally, he vowed to remove what he called warmongers, frauds, and failures from senior government positions in his effort to halt never-ending wars and prevent lobbyists from influencing military decisions. New cities and flying cars. In multiple campaign videos, Trump proposed creating freedom cities to revitalize American imagination and offer opportunities for home ownership and the American dream. His plan involves chartering 10 new cities on federal land, focusing on areas with the best development proposals to bring back manufacturing, economic opportunities, and affordable living. Trump also emphasized leading efforts to develop vertical takeoff and landing vehicles in a second administration, aiming to prevent China from dominating air mobility innovation and bringing prosperity to rural communities through this technology. Electric vehicles. Trump vowed to reverse new car pollution rules at the Environmental Protection Agency, which he argued could force electric vehicles to dominate the market by 2032. He criticized Biden's electric vehicle policies, asserting they would harm the US auto industry. Trump pledged to nullify Biden's electric vehicle mandate and eliminate regulations he believed were detrimental to American auto workers on his first day in office. Energy. Trump has outlined plans to lower energy prices by boosting domestic production, emphasizing plans to expedite federal drilling permits and leases. In a victory speech in Des Moines, Iowa, he reiterated the commitment to drill, baby, drill without delay. Additionally, at a South Carolina rally in February, he vowed to eliminate restrictions on American natural gas exports. Gender care. At the 2023 Conservative Political Action Conference in March, Trump stated, "I will revoke every Biden policy promoting the chemical castration and sexual mutilation of our youth and ask Congress to send me a bill prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states." In a campaign video, he announced plans to issue an executive order cutting programs promoting gender transitions and to urge Congress to cease federal funding for gender-affirming procedures. Trump emphasized that hospitals and healthcare providers offering gender-affirming care to youth would not meet federal health and safety standards for Medicaid and Medicare under his administration. Trade. At a South Carolina rally, Trump pledged to impose stiff penalties on China and other trade abusers, stating, "It's called you screw us and we screw you." He outlined the Trump Reciprocal Trade Act, advocating for reciprocal tariffs if other countries impose tariffs on the US. Trump reiterated this pledge in a 2023 campaign video, aiming to pressure countries to drop their tariffs. Additionally, he proposed implementing an America First trade agenda, including baseline tariffs on foreign goods and measures to restrict Chinese ownership of US infrastructure for national security reasons.